Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. I can't quite believe it, but today we are going to be planning for the month of December in my annual passion planner. Let's get started. So my monthly for December is, as always, from Plannerface, and it's this gorgeous festive art. The first thing I'm going to do is start cutting up all of these stickers. So with my monthly kits, I do have to do a lot of trimming because they are not designed for this planner. I'm going to start by taking the date strips off the main pieces of washi, and then I'm going to cut a 6mm strip off of the second piece of washi to use as a heading cover. On the second page, I'm going to cut up these date cover boxes, and I'm going to make a 1cm thick strip, and you'll need like 7 chunks of that. And then I'm also cutting another 6mm strip for another heading cover. Finally, on this page, I'm going to trim the decorative sidebar, so I'm going to cut this girl's legs off and then also trim the top of the tree off so that it will fit nicely in the top left-hand section of my monthly spread. Sorry that the next part isn't like super well in frame. I was having such a struggle when I was setting this up, and I don't know why. I feel like you just don't get enough practice with monthlies. But anyway, I'm going to lay my date strip back from Wednesday to Monday and then trim Sunday off that, and then put the other date strip from Thursday to Saturday, trim off the sidebar header, and then connect Sunday to it. Plannerface does do Monday to Sunday strips rather than Sunday to Saturday, but they're still not the same orientation that Passion Planner calendars are in, so I don't bother buying the extra strip. Also, yes, I have downloaded some festive background music for the next month of Plan With Me's, so I really hope you like Jingle Bells. Next, I'm going to take the December header and use it to cover up the 3 grey boxes at the bottom, and then just trim off the excess. I struggled to get this down as well. This whole day was a struggle, but at least I'm more in frame now. So I'm just laying it backwards so that it's nice and lined up, because it's the left-hand side that I'm going to trim off. And then I'm going to use the glitter strips to fill in that gap along the bottom where the header wasn't wide enough to cover all of the grey boxes. It's not an exact fit, but because it's glitter headers, it kind of covers up the fact that there is a teeny little bit of grey on each side of those glitter strips. Next, I'm going to use a deco box to cover up Monday the 30th of November, which is actually the day that I'm finally finishing this voiceover. And I decided not to use the bare wrapping paper box because it looked a bit weird just on its own. So yeah, I picked this wreath one and I think it looks pretty cute. And I'm just going to trim off the excess. So that's like the bottom section and then a tiny slither off the side so that it fits nicely in the box. Next up, I'm going to grab all of those 1cm chunks that I cut of the box covers, and I'm just going to lay them above the top of the date headers to fill in a bit of the space along the top and add some more colour to the spread. There's no functional reason to add these up here, but I think if I've got the stickers, why not put them in my planner? I really like the pattern on these boxes because even though they don't all fit together properly, it was actually quite easy to match up bits that shouldn't really go together so that they look like one cohesive strip. Next, I'm going to use the 6mm strips that I cut off those boxes and use it to cover up the break it down section in the bottom right hand corner in the same way. Next, I can move on to my sidebar, and the first thing I'm going to do is use a bit of white sticker paper to cover up the E in December, and then I'm going to take the bit of the decorative sidebar that I cut and use it to cover up the people to see and the monthly focus section. Even if I did use that people to see box, I couldn't this month because we're still going to basically be in lockdown the whole time. So I just trimmed off the side of the decorative sidebar sticker, and don't look too closely at it because I made a proper pig's ear of that because there's so many stickers in my planner and it's proper chunky underneath, so the cutting didn't go so well. The next part of my sidebar is adding in my checklist, so my top section is goals and bottom section is to buy, and then I choose the heart checklist that's the opposite colour to the header. I find these checklists fit really nicely if you keep them within the black lines that are printed on the planner, and then also I put all the stickers down and then just cut the excess off in one go so that they're nice and straight, even with my wobbly ruler. The goals section is for my weight and body metrics and stuff, and then the to buy section is obviously for things that I want to buy this month, which is mostly trying to finish my Christmas shopping because I haven't finished it yet. Next, I'm going to grab my red Crayola Super Tip and I'm going to colour in the top of each box when I'm not going to be at work. So when I initially set this up, I only knew that I was off on the weekends and we hadn't had our Christmas annual leave approved, but I'll fill the rest of my annual leave in later in the video. I am doing this colouring by eye, but it's usually about 2 widths of going over it with the pen. I had to flip my planner upside down to get it all nice and neat this time. As you can probably tell, red is my theme colour for December because it's nice and festive. Ideally, I would have remembered to do the pen base of this spread before I started putting stickers down, but why would I ever get things in the right order when I'm filming them? After the little revelation I had when I was doing my November monthly, I've decided to use these vacation strips again to cover up the personal and work project sections because I don't use those sections for what the headers say they're for. The personal project side does kind of stay as personal projects, but the work project side gets covered up with my Yoga with Adriene monthly calendar. So I'm just going to go back in with my red Crayola Super Tip to highlight the checkboxes in that corner, and then I'm going to pop all of these date flags on. So as usual, I'm only going to show a couple of them on camera because once you've seen me put down one, you've seen me put down 31 really. So that's the base of my spread down, and now I'm going to start adding in the holiday strips from the kit. So I don't use all of these, I'm only using the ones that are kind of relevant for me. So I've got Winter Begins on the 21st, and I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off all of these because they're a little bit wider than the boxes in a Passion Planner monthly calendar. Next I'm going to add in Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, and then I'm going to add in an extra one on the 26th because in the UK that is Boxing Day, which apparently isn't a thing everywhere. I don't even really know what it's for. I've googled it, and it's originally a day where employers would give their employees Christmas boxes, or the first weekday after Christmas Day, so I'll be bringing that up with my boss tomorrow. You learn something new every day, but it's basically just an extra day off work after Christmas. And then the final holiday I'm going to add in is obviously New Year's Eve on the 31st. Next, I'm just going to add in the payday flags for our paydays this month, and then also my friend's birthday on the 4th of December. I was struggling to work out what day the second payday would be because I couldn't remember if New Year's Eve was a bank holiday. I said I was struggling when I did this setup, but it turns out that my boyfriend's getting paid earlier in the month anyway because of Christmas. So I just trimmed a little bit off of that birthday flag because I like a little bit of white space around all of my labels in the monthly calendar, and then I'm going to add in all of my bills for this month. As always, I've cut the bill due stickers in half so that they don't take up as much space as they would otherwise, and then I'm just popping them at the very bottom of each day that they're related to. I don't have to do any trimming with these because they fit pretty bang on. Monday the 21st gets absolutely stacked this month. It looks really weird. Now that all my bill due stickers are down, I can start adding in some other boring stuff like our bin days, and I haven't actually checked, or hadn't checked when I set this up, when our bin days over Christmas were, so I just kind of left it. To finish off the base of this spread, I'm going to add in my Yoga with Adriene calendar over the work project section. This is a downloadable from her website that I actually mess around with so that it starts on a Monday, just like my Passion Planner calendar. And then the habit tracker is something that I made in Excel and print off on sticker paper myself. Next, I'm just going to grab my little symbol for Capricorn and add it onto the 22nd, and then I just need to move this payday flag because I'm going to grab my Crayola super tip again, and at this point when I started filling in the rest of this, I knew what my annual leave was going to be for this month, so I'm just adding that in now. And I was very happy to get those 3 days from the 29th to the 31st off, so I'm basically on annual leave from the 25th of December to like the 3rd of January. It's going to be lush. I never used to take Christmas leave really in my old job because I wanted to save it for other times in the year, but because I've been off sick so much this year, I've actually got loads of annual leave to use up, so I figured I'd treat myself. And I commute now, so I don't really want to be driving around in the middle of winter too much. So I've just popped that payday flag back in on the wrong day anyway, and then I'm going to add in these 3 skinny event labels for my yoga classes. So my new gym has yoga on Mondays, and hopefully I'm going to be able to start going to that from the 7th once the gyms are allowed to reopen. This was a bit of a nightmare. Like I said, the 21st gets like stacked, and then I'm just adding in the last one on the 14th. Next, I'm going to add in some work events. So I like using these long flags and the little appointment icons for these. And then the next thing I'm going to add in is super fun. I have my car's MOT on the 9th of December, so I just took a whole day off to go and sit in a garage for 2 hours. So I'm going to mark that with a little car icon because it's not like I'm going to be doing any long drives this month. And then finally, using another long flag and a phone icon, I'm just adding in another meeting that I have on the 17th, and that's all of my stickers down. Now I can start filling in my plans. So as always, I'm using my Pilot Friction pen to fill all of this out, and this December feels like it's going to be kind of weird. Like normally on the run up to Christmas we would have different family things to be doing pretty much every weekend in December, but everything's been cancelled. As I said in my plan with me for last week, Bristol has been put into Tier 3, so we can't meet pretty much anyone outside of our house unless we want to go and stand outside in the cold for 20 minutes to see someone. So we're not really seeing any family. I think later in the month I'm going to be adding in some sort of like FaceTime calls and Google Hangouts and stuff so that we can at least pretend to be slightly normal for Christmas. I don't actually live very near to my family or my parents or anything, so it's a bit difficult to try and actually see anyone in person. Also, sorry if the vibe of this video is a bit weird. I'm trying to record this voiceover while I'm having a ME flare and a migraine, and I just wanted to get this voiceover done so that this video could go up on time still. As much as the setup of this spread was a struggle, the voiceover is proving to be just as much of a struggle for me. Hopefully it's not too obvious though. So I'm just filling in my habit tracker with the 8 habits that I track every single month. So that's drinking 2 litres of water a day, doing my Duolingo, doing my skincare, no spend, being in bed by 11 PM, meditation, macros and vitamins. And then the final bit is filling in my projects. So my top project, I don't really use the priority bit, but the project that's literally on the top is YouTube stuff. And then the second project is my health and fitness. So with my YouTube stuff, it's just kind of keep trying to improve my videos and making good quality content for you guys. And by the way, thank you so much for having 100 subscribers already. I did not expect that. And I woke up to it this morning and it nearly made my migraine better. But yeah, it really means a lot to me. Anyway, back to the spread. My health and fitness is more like my macros and my training plan, so hopefully I will get a new training plan when I can see my PT again this month. So that's pretty much it for this monthly setup. If you want to see how this spread evolves over the course of the month and whether I actually get to add any social plans into it, then you can follow me over at Instagram at @RaPlans. I usually post like a mid-month and an end-of-month picture of my monthly spread. So that's everything for this video, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!